Meanwhile, at Firecrackers Truth Convention.
Oh, oh, oh my God. So hard cloning yourself.
Good to be out, though.
All right. So why were we just cloned? Was it to, oh, it's to fuck, isn't it?
It's to have another human centipede
Yeah.
type.
Oh, great. You know what? This is really annoying. Sometimes it's like, you never clone me just to like play chess or to play checkers or to play Fortnite or to play Mario Kart. No,
Can
it's
I watch a movie?
yeah, no, it's always I'm cloned and now I have to eat ass. And
Right.
I always end up on the back. I don't want to end up on the back this time.
Why am I always the ass-eating clone? You know what? I think
Yeah.
I'm going to identify as a top from now on, and so I should be at the front.
Oh, isn't that convenient for you? Well, maybe I think I'm going to actually be the power top this time. I am the power top, so you should be the bottom and you should be in the back, okay?
You know what? There's nothing to say that I can't be the prime, in fact. Why don't I just make myself the prime, and then that way I can decide who does what across the board?
Oh, really? Well, you can make yourself a prime or anything, but the prime thing that you will be doing is eating my butt, okay? Because when there is a line of me and then a clone and then a clone and a clone and clone and clone, I can't eat butt anymore. Do you know how many times,
I
even when
know,
I clone
right?
out, I still have giardia?
No, I still have pubic hair in my teeth now when I come out
That's not fair. It's unfair that the pubic hair clones.
with us.
That's messed up.
That is messed up. I'm glad we
I
agree.
hate that because that's what I mean. Because I'm not putting up with it anymore. Oh, do you hear that, Prime? I mean, are you gonna put up with it?
I'm not putting it up with it anymore. As certain as my name is Jamie Madrox, I am not going to be an ass munch bottom.
Wait, Jamie Major, we're Splinter from The Boys.
Oh, I was doing Matrox.
Oh, well, it is the same powers. Whoops.
Damn. Damn.
Hi,
Ooh.
everybody, and welcome to episode
Ah.
304 of CBQ. Did we get rid of Legacy? Welcome to episode 304 of Comic Book Queers. I am your host, Brett. I've got to get on top of changing the website, and with me, as always, is EvilJeff. Hi, Evil.
Hi. I'm evil as always. You know it.
That's great, and I'm scatterbrained as always. Like we decided we're going to change the name back to Comic Book Queers. I've got to change the website. It's been a long week, girl. I've had a work event, a P-Town trip, and I got out of jury duty today.
Wait, did you just go and then get out of it, or did you actually
I
go on a
went and did
trial?
not get selected
Nice.
because I was all like, we need to turn on the drama. I cued you to put up the graphic of I was all.
Oh, sorry. I didn't even get that. Sorry.
And he was all like, and then she was all like, and then they were all like, and I was all like, what?
We are
So
completely out of sync.
let's talk about
Wait.
the maze of deception that is jury duty.
Okay, first of all, did you be like, I'm sorry, I don't think I should be on jury because I'm a hologram? Did you pull a Tina
Is
Fey?
that a hologram? No, is that from something?
Yeah, Tina Fey in 30 Rock dresses up as
Oh,
Leia, and then
right,
they're like, this is New York, but
right,
we don't give a shit. Good on a jury, bitch.
right. No, so let me get into it. So, long time ago in Chicago, I sat on a case, and it was a horrific sexual abuse of a minor case. And I was like, I don't ever want to go through that again. The things I heard, I don't ever want
Guilty?
to go
Did
through
you
that
vote
again.
guilty?
Well, I wouldn't. Well, I was the alternate juror. That was the plot
Oh, so
twist.
you
They're like,
didn't
Mr.
even have a.
Madness, you could leave. The bailiff called me and they said guilty. So I was like, okay. So this time, same thing. They're like, this is a sexual abuse. I'm like, I don't, I can't. Okay. So they go through what the topic is and they say, if there's anyone who can't be impartial because of this topic, raise your hand. And I'm like, I'm going for it. I'm going for it. I got to get out of this shit. Because we weren't going to start till Friday. Like, and then it would have went into next week. And like, this is the last week of my full-time job. Like I have a life.
What
I'm
were
all
you? You
down
were
for
like,
civic
I
duty
was
again.
on the Epstein Island for 2
I,
months.
I mean, girl, yeah. Like, they brought us into a line, and anyone who was like, I can't do this, they brought us in one by one. They were like, so why can't you do this? And I was like, the question I'm answering is about an inability to be impartial around the topic of sexual abuse, right? And they were like, yeah. And I went into such a monologue about how sexual abuse tore my family apart. I mean, I wasn't lying. Like, there's a history in my family, not me. But I definitely
You
like,
turned it up.
oh yeah. Oh, I clutched that podium. I used the phrase emotionally triggered. I used the phrase tore my family apart. And I put a tremble in my voice. Okay, Miss Streep, she could learn a thing or two.
But you know what? It's all based in real trauma. And what's the point of having real trauma if you can't use it to your
If you
advantage?
can't leverage it to your advantage, thank you.
What
So
am I
I
just
tapped
supposed
into
to
my
be
trauma.
sad and cry about all my horrible
Right.
trauma from my past?
No, I am going to use it.
I did the same thing for my how I got out of jury duty.
She's a Meryl Streep.
Because I was kind of gay bashed, not violently, but more emotionally,
Right.
by
Someone called you a faggot once.
well, a police officer.
Oh.
And I used that to get out of jury that I couldn't be impartial to police.
And I'll tell you the truth about the boys in blue. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in a car accident, and the police, the firemen, and the paramedic found a gay flyer to a gay bar in my bag when they were looking for drugs, which I was not on. And they were like, oh, look at the sick shit here. Oh, you like this? Is this what you like? And I'm like in a gurney, like in an ambulance. Like,
And they're all hard.
yeah, I know. I mean, it could have gone a way different way, but no, it
Ooh,
was.
that's what you like? Is this
They,
what you
yeah,
like?
no, yeah, they did
You're
not
like, I'm in a
it.
gurney.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Oh,
I think I have a
no. I'm
hernia. Can you
strapped
check?
down.
Anyway,
My
I
prostate.
remember the cop was like, I was like, I don't trust any police officer. They will lie. They will lie. And he was like, but can you just listen to this police officer? And I was like, no, he will lie to get what he wants. I won't believe him. And then the
Correct.
judge was like, get out of here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
bye. I remember this one girl, she was trying way too hard. It was this like 55-year-old woman. And the judge was just talking to everyone. He's like, this is, you have to be beyond a reasonable of a doubt. It has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. So like, ma'am, if I asked you right now, not knowing any evidence, what would you have to vote? And she goes, guilty. And he's like, no, didn't you hear what I just said?
No, honey. He's
And
like,
she's
when
like, guilty. I think he looks like he did. And he's like, all right, you know what?
She's like, this is my out. I'm going for it. See, this is the thing. You're in jury duty and you identify your moment and you're like, you know what? This is it. This is my window. I have to perform like I've never performed before.
Yeah.
And
the thing that sucks is I don't know what the alternative is, because it's like, you can't have people just like, because I'm like, stop asking me to do jury duty. But then where are they going to get these jurors from? If you hire people
you
to have a
have to do it.
job, like my permanent job is to be a juror, they're clearly going to be bribed at some point.
I was happy to do my civic duty. It was when the judge was like, hi, everybody, today's Monday. Because of my schedule, we're not going to be able to start this until Friday and it'll spill into next week. I was like, oh, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for Judge Busy Calendar. Like,
well,
no.
My deal is my work does not pay for jury duty.
My work is like, Brett, where are you? I'm like, working. And they're like, okay.
Oh yeah, mine wouldn't pay for mine. It doesn't cover it. Although it might
Wait,
it might now. I'm not sure. But back when I was doing it, it wouldn't. It didn't do it before because
Well,
I was
maybe
freelance. Because if you're freelance, it's just like,
maybe that fracking money will supplement.
I am not involved in any. I'm not responding to any of that. This is my employer.
Maybe that library, maybe that alt-right library money.
No, but but the best way I got out of jury duty, and this is what I do every time now, you can, at least in California, you can delay it up to 6 months.
Yeah, this was my ultimate postpone.
And
I
I delay it for the day before Thanksgiving.
You bitch.
Because I did that and I showed up to jury duty not even thinking about it. It was the day before Thanksgiving and I was
You
like,
bitch. Nobody wants to start a trial.
What did I do? What did I do? And I showed up and the woman was like, everyone gather around for a
Sit
second.
there till 5.
She was like, hey, everybody, there's no judges. Everyone's on vacation, so everyone can go home. You would act like this was like when they're like, move that bus, when the home makeover, people were like,
Oh, honey,
like they
I
just got
had
on The Price is Right.
a full 65-year-old woman in the caftan when they cut us at like 3:40 and they're like, "You're going home, everybody." She acted like she just got called, "Come on down." Like all of a sudden a yellow name tag that said Gladys appeared and her titties were just shaking everywhere.
Yeah.
Crystal Waters was playing in the background.
But in the
All
end,
right.
you should do jury duty because you need to be a good person.
That's right, you should. But if a judge pulls some shit that's like, we can't start till next week. Mm-mm. No, we have a contract here. Judge. Bleep. All right. Other thing, P-Town, I mentioned that. Have you been Provincetown ever?
I've never been to P-Town.
I had not either. Can I
I've
tell
never
you
been
it's
to
paradise?
Fire Island. I've never been to P-Town. The gayest area I've been to is Rehoboth Beach.
I've been to Rehoboth Beach many times. I think we should all go to P-Town. I think it should be a thing. We do every year. We get a house and we become P-Town gays. I think I am now in a place where I want to become a P-Town, Fire Island, Palm Springs gay. That's going to be my life. I'm just going to go all the time
Now,
to all three.
What
and
could have
live off
possibly happened to you that you love this place now?
Well, listen, EvilJeff, something happened. There's something happening in the world out there.
Yeah.
Are you feeling it? And it's aligning. You know what? It's syzygy is a
Aligning
word.
inside your uterine tract.
Not anymore. Syzygy is like a word where like planets sync up and form like a perfect line or something. There's daddy syzygy happening in the world right now. As you and I have aged, the world has decided that our demographic, the daddy, is now what they want.
Yeah. And
I have never been hit on more 20-year-olds in my life.
Me too. And I will also tell you this, because that when we were young and when we were first out gays in the 90s, that was not a thing.
No.
I remember me being like, "Oh, I think this mustachioed bear is hot," and all of my friends were like,
Ew.
"Ew, he has a beard. Ew." Like beards were gross in the 90s. If you didn't shave all your body hair off and have perfect six-pack abs, it was kind of like the WeHo gay or like the Chelsea gay or whatever you call it now. What area is it where all those gays
Hell's
are?
Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen. The Hell's Kitchen gay. That's like one little nugget. There's also, because also in our time, the twinks, when I was a twink, no, that was not it.
No,
People did not
no.
like it.
But now
People
the daddies
like
and the twinks are finding harmony together.
And not only that, you're not expected. People aren't just looking for a daddy to be a dom top.
That's right.
There's young little twinks like, I want to top a daddy.
Oh, girl.
What?
Girl. I'm like, up is down, black is white. Like, what is happening right now? But we are thriving. We are thriving. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. I feel pretty
and witty and gay.
witty and gay. It's our daddy era. It's
nice. But I will say this. I still have there is, but I will say as I am getting older, I am getting a cutoff of there is like when someone looks like they're 23, 22, I'm like, you're too
gross.
young.
Yeah.
You're too
No,
young for
completely.
me. I'm sorry.
Completely. Yeah. No, it's like these 30-year-olds. These 30-year-olds. How old are you? Just turned 30? Oh, we think we're a big boy now. Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Anyway, can I show you my t-shirt?
Yeah. Is that Mrs. Peacock?
I've never done anything wrong.
I've never done anything wrong.
My life is an open book. I've never done anything wrong.
Sure, if it was publicly declared, perhaps. But what if the payment was made by you slipping used green bags under the door of a men's restroom? How would you say that transaction?
I'd say it stinks.
How would you know when you were in that men's room? Ah, so it's true. No, it's a vicious lie. All right, anyway, don't even... and then the rest of the podcast was just the whole movie of Clue.
Well, we should do an episode where we just recite Clue in order to the best of our ability from memory.
We did that before where we gave a line and see how long we could go.
Oh, we did, and it was hours.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
It was somehow
What
longer
are
than the
your
movie.
What are your movies you can do most of the lines to because you've seen it so many times?
Oh my god. Clueless,
I know I can do a lot of Clueless.
Scream.
Oh, Scream.
I can Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I
I could do
have
Soap
such.
Dish.
By the way, Soap Dish. By the way, I have such an idea for a musical.
A
We're
Scream
going to talk.
musical.
We're going to talk about it after.
Oh, okay.
Um, I can do Airplane because I'm ancient. I've seen that 80 billion times.
I can do What's Up Doc with Barbara Streisand. So I got
Oh,
some.
I like that. I like that. If the movie was made before you were born, it's not like because you're old. You know what I mean?
I know, but the movie was made 3 years before I was born, so that's not
Okay.
that of much of a brag.
Anyway, should we talk
Anyway,
about what we're watching?
I think maybe we should.
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
I was doing this. I actually had nails on earlier today.
Acrylics.
For my show, I had to do like I'm doing a parody of Showgirls, so I had to
Oh my
do
God.
the hitchhiking part, and so I
Wait,
had
are
to
you
put
still
like
shooting more episodes of Drag Me to the Movies?
no, it's the last episode, but I'm like, oh, I
Oh.
need a hand hitchhiking. Uh-oh. I guess
Oh,
that's me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I also recently did some cosplay. I did white trash cosplay as like a pregnant woman, and I had nails this long. I don't know how people do it.
No. Oh my
I don't
God.
know how people do it. Anyway,
I don't know.
oh, you know what? I forgot to put and I was all like banner up. I'm still like, but now we're on what
Oh,
you're
it's
watching.
okay. We're on what you're watching now.
What
And
are
you
we
want to reveal
watching?
reveal it.
We're
The
watching
Boys.
The Boys.
We're watching The Boys season 4. They were kind enough to drop the first 3 episodes of the season. I believe there's 8
Yeah,
total.
Amazon always does that. Amazon always drops 3.
Yeah, and then it goes to 8.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, wasn't Fallout 8?
I didn't
Anyway,
watch
8
Fallout.
8 is enough. 8 is enough for me.
And no one except us know what that reference is.
Betty Buckley. Betty Buckley. If I ever say to you, Betty Buckley, you go, oh, 8 is enough. Okay.
Oh, see, that's Carrie.
Don't give him a 9th.
And Cats, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Those are
But
the
she was
ones I
also
think before 8 is enough.
Oh, but she was the mom in 8 is enough.
8 is enough sucked.
Teach me,
Anyway.
it's so easy to.
The
Yeah,
Boys has returned.
The Boys has
And
returned.
we felt a bit of it when we got to see Gen V.
V.
But once again, it's kind of like, hey, can we have a scene? Can this scene just have like way more blood and guts and penises? Like they just tried to add a penis to everything.
In the early Gen V, you mean?
No, in this too.
Oh, in this, yeah, of course, yes. But I mean, why add penises when you can add human centipede analingus scenes,
Yeah.
which we'll get to?
I will say this. I think there's a problem with these later seasons where sometimes I'm like, I think they're having to do a lot of wrap up and then reestablishing like, all right, we're wrapping up. This was the stuff at the cliffhanger. And now here's the stuff at the next one. I'm
and
like,
literally, here's what happened with that.
to it.
Right.
So the first episode, I was a little bit like, get to it.
Yeah.
But once it got going, then it got pretty fun.
I did like that it opened. I really liked how this season opened in episode 1, which was basically with what felt like a heist by the boys at the time. And it was a great way to bring all the characters, back into the introduction of them after such a long time. And I love that the heist turned out to be the assassination of one of, I think, our favorite characters in the show, Victoria Newman.
Yeah, they're trying to.
And it's a foiled assassination, which gets insanely crazy when it's revealed what her daughter's power is after she shot her up with V last season to protect her.
Her daughter seems to be the beginnings of the character from Umbrella Academy, don't you think?
Which
Or
one?
no, that his goes into his chest with the tentacles from the chest.
Oh yeah,
But
her.
this
She
is
just
tentacles from the face.
yeah, it reminded me more of like they won't go that far. You know, like the
Yeah.
kid from Umbrella Academy can like shoot him out everywhere. She just feels more like an animal to me with these kind of tentacle mouths coming out of her face. Anyway, it was hilarious.
So Kimiko, has she always been established that she's just like she's Wolverine? Like that she can
Yes,
fully
it was her
regenerate?
very first. Yeah.
She
Oh yeah.
regenerated before. Okay, because I was like, I
Oh
think she
yeah.
can
She's
do
had like
that.
her whole
Okay.
head like turned around
Right,
and
right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
Yeah, that's part of the fun with her is like how fucked up can she get?
And yeah, so she had her arm eaten off by this little girl.
She had her arm eaten off by the girl, but it grew back. And it was actually really funny to escape the little girl. She and Frenchie jump out of a window and are saved by Starlight, who just found out she can fly
But
end
is
of
bad at it.
last season, but is bad at it. And so Kimiko tries to reach out to, it was very Deadpool, tries to reach out to Starlight with her little baby hand that's growing back and like misses. And then Starlight saves Frenchie or Huey, one of them.
Yeah.
Frenchie.
And basically the setup here is the boys were taking V to get powers, but it turns out now the main dude, Butcher,
Butcher.
he has like basically a brain tumor and has like 6 months to
His
live.
brain is like melting out of his ear. Homelander even says like that black mass, in your brain says
Yeah.
otherwise, and it's really bad.
Yeah, so they're trying to kill Newman because she's going to be VP, and even the president is like, "Uh-oh, I don't want this."
The president's behind the president. We
The
find out is
president is the one
behind the
trying to
assassination
assassinate
attempt.
her. She's working for Homelander, but she hates Homelander. Everyone's kind of like making these kind of shady deals of like, I hate you, but like my enemy's
Like
enemy is my
strange
friend.
bedfellows. Yeah, very much. Like I
Exactly.
feel like strange bedfellows and past trauma are like the two themes of this season because everybody's confronting their past trauma over these episodes.
Yeah, and
Frenchie,
so
Huey, Kamiko, Homelander, all of them.
and then Frenchie, of course, is trying to get clean, and then meets a hot guy.
Bumps into a hot guy or like is working with a hot guy and did not ever see this coming. But boy, am I glad it did.
There is a
Frenchie's
moment
bi.
where he meets the guy that he's in NA or AA or whatever with, and
Mm-hmm.
he sees him, and I'm like, why is there a vibe here? And then suddenly their hands like touch, and I'm like, oh, it's not, because
Oh,
I'll read a gay thing into anything, and I'm like,
oh,
oh,
to
it's not
anything. And
just
to
me.
some of my best straight friendships.
Yeah. And also like the fact of like getting, I mean, Frenchie was always I think he was
Oh,
in my, was he my, he's probably the hottest one for
100.
me.
Oh, 100%. I thought that since day one.
So
I've been
watching him
all about Frenchie.
fucking make out and fuck a dude. Oh, oh,
This is, oh
oh.
God. And evidently like MAGA and the alt-right and all the conservative people are really done with this show now. And Frenchie is bi, Frenchie is woke is a big
I've
part of it.
seen that.
Yeah.
I've seen that. I love how it's like, what? There's a character that's fucking an octopus. And they're like, okay. And then someone's like, I might fall in love with a man. And they're like, how dare you? Like, that's the bridge too
Unrelatable.
far. Speaking of
Unrelatable.
the deep, what didn't the deep have to eat the octopus? Or was that a different
And
octopus?
octopus. It was a different
It
octopus. I
wasn't the
think that was
same
like
one.
Anthony, or no, it
Oh,
wasn't the same
okay.
one. It was certainly was
I
not.
didn't realize, was the voice of this octopus always new?
It's new. It's a whole new thing.
Fucking Tilda Swinton?
I died as soon as Ambrosius, the Deep's octopus lover, started speaking. I was like, "That's fucking Tilda Swinton." The celebrities. Can we talk
Well,
about how
also
episode two
the
starts?
ice. Oh, the who?
Will Ferrell.
Oh yeah, Will Ferrell. Also in the Ice Capade song, that's fucking Andrew Reynolds singing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, it is
Yes,
my favorite. My favorite boy.
yes.
Oh my god, I love him.
So it's definitely I think with this they're definitely having fun. I will say this is the problem with the show has a very big problem. is they do not know what to do with the lead.
With Butcher.
No, not
Or
Butcher,
Enter.
because Butcher and what Randy Quaid, Jack Quaid, no, Huey,
Huey. Huey. They don't know what to do with Huey?
Huey.
You know,
His plot is my dad had a stroke and I have to re-talk to my mom.
again,
Who
like I think
cares?
it's just all like past trauma for every character instead of like what's Huey's? Oh, it's boring, like
It's
mom stuff.
boring. They need
Yeah,
to
it
figure
is.
something out with him because it's
It
stupid.
is.
Because
Yeah.
right now, even Mother's Milk and Frenchie, they all have, like, Mother's Milk is like, oh, my wife's husband is like super pro Homelander. And then that whole thing got all
And
fucked
he
up.
went missing and he has a huge dick. I loved all the Todd has a huge dick jokes. Why would she be with him? There's only one reason.
But can we talk about one of my new favorite characters?
Let's talk about Sister Sage.
I love that. Now we're back on the same page. Sister Sage, because I will tell, well, she just is now Sage because, but my thing is part of me was like, why is she going along with this? And then I was like, oh, she's not on his side at all.
Not at
She's
all.
1,000 steps ahead of him.
She's either bored and is just doing this because she sees an opportunity,
Or
or
there's a
she
final
really
plan where
does
she's
have
like,
it thought
and now
out.
you're done. And now she's the
Yeah.
big bad.
But what
She
does she
is the
want?
real big bad.
What does she want?
I think she wants to take over, but I think part of her is talking about how the humans are stupid, and the humans are dumb. Like
Everybody's stupid.
I think she feels that everybody's stupid. So I do feel that she's kind of like, I need to find my way of taking over everything and just getting rid of the stupidity in the world. I think she's going to be worse than Homelander. I think she'll be the big bad, and I'm here
She
for it.
Sister Sage is such an interesting character. You know that she is the puppet master behind so many things that are going to happen this season. Also, interesting where we left her at the end of the last episode of episode 3, where she's acting a little bit different. She's a little bit more like a little more lazy. She winds up kind of seducing the deep a little bit, but then they cut to that tool that's on her table, which I've done some research.
Oh,
Is
I
a
was about to
lobotomy
ask. I was
tool.
like, did we see that before? Because it was
No,
like bloody. Wasn't it like bloody?
yeah. So
Did
she
she give herself a lobotomy?
yes,
Oh, to make herself dumber because it's too hard being so smart.
but I think she heals.
Oh, she healed. Well, okay. I just want to. Here's another thing in the boys' world. So many people can die. Like what's her name? Newman. Victoria Newman's character gets shot in the head, and then she's like, "I'm fine."
They're all like strong and invulnerable to
But
varying
but then other people
right,
like the cloning guy. Oh, you can die
varying
though.
degrees. Yeah.
So I'm just confused of like when can you die and when can you not die?
Well, I think that there are some who are just more powerful than others.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. Yeah.
And we also have the alt-right Barbie character. What's her name?
Firecracker.
Firecracker, which is just like, is she like Jubilee basically? Is she
I think
just like
like her
racist
powers were like
Jubilee?
weak, right? She's like, I'm
But she
also
was
strong.
like, but I'm also
That was like
strong.
all she could.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like all she could do. Yeah, she's racist Jubilee, but she speaks on behalf of that quarter of
The
the
one thing
country.
I liked is that her whole goal is to get rid of Starfire. And when they had a confrontation, she was like, well, Starfire, I was in the pageant scene and you basically told everybody I was gangbanged and I'm a fucking whore.
This
And
was
then
so
you're like,
interesting.
oh, and so Starfire had to come to terms with like, oh, I kind of caused this person to be a bad guy.
It's very Tony Stark, Guy Pearce coded from Iron Man 3, like when he leaves him on the roof and creates the villain. She says to her when she was a kid, she said to her, I don't talk to fat sluts. Girl.
And they were all like 13, 14.
They were
Jesus
13.
Christ.
That's how those girls talk to each
Because
other.
that's what I will say this right now. And I remember I went to middle school with my cousin, and then there was a moment where everyone put that she was a big whore. Like they wrote it in marker in the bathrooms, and I'm just like, what is it with why are other women calling other women whores? It still happens like on the Real Housewives. Well, you're a whore.
You're a whore.
Who cares?
What does that even mean?
Oh no, you sucked a dick, bitch. You are sucking. All of you rich housewives,
that?
You are all sucking dick for money.
That
Give me a
is
goddamn
the
break.
weakest insult. Like, to call someone a whore, I'd be like,
Well, calling a gay man a whore, that does not work.
Okay,
it's
Kettle.
more just like, you're a prude. I'm like, you take that back.
You can't get good head. All right.
But The Boys is fun. I'm liking it.
What are some moments? There's like, I wrote down some first of all, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Also, why is he showing up in Butcher's life all over again? He's so sexy.
I'm double traumatized by him.
Negan
traumatizing, and also, which I've told many times before, I've had sex in his house. So every time I see him, I'm just like, I've had sex in your house.
Yes, that's
without you knowing.
Your butt tingles when you see Jeffrey Dean Morgan on screen.
He looked very hot.
He did look very hot. He looked so hot when he was the comedian in Watchmen. I was like, he was so funny.
Did he have a mustache?
He was kind of like thick. Yeah.
I'm really digging mustaches lately.
Oh my God. You have to see Jeff's new professional headshot on Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. My husband of 20 years now has a mustache, and it's like I'm having an affair.
Hot. My thing is, when I do the mustache, it's just, hide your children. I just look like I'm on a registry. It's not fair.
Well, mine comes in blonde.
Mine comes in red.
So you can't even see it. I see it. You know what I like about The Boys? This idea of saves as a metric to a soup's worth. I don't feel like that was ever such a currency.
They basically admitted that most saves that the superheroes do were all faked.
Superheroes are fake. In a world of superheroes are fake.
Which Homelander's son, what's his name?
Poor Ryan.
I
like the actor. He's a good actor.
And it's also, you're like, a lot of time has passed since the last season, because he is a lot older.
He's 30.
And
he hit on me in Provincetown.
Oh, shut up. But speaking of hot, this actor I've seen many times before, the hot Asian guy that was like helping him do the save.
Trainer.
And I was like, he's like, you can push me harder. And as soon as he said that, I'm like, you're going to die.
He's going to die.
You're going to die. I was like,
and it was so sad. We all know what's going to happen. We all knew that was going to go awry, but what we didn't know was because Homelander decided to join in on the spotlight, and that was why it went awry. That was so interesting.
And Homelander basically is like losing it. Can't keep his, but he's also aging. He can't keep his emotions in check. He's becoming multiple personality disorder.
His mind is literally fracturing. I mean, like the heavy-handed mirror.
But also the fact that he's just like, you're all mad because I took away your spotlight. And he's like, I killed someone, Dad. And he's like, you're mad at that.
He's such a sociopath. And he keeps on
telling everybody, does he know how he was born, Ryan? Like, does he know what Homelander did to his mom?
No, definitely not.
And that's the thing is, I think they should tell him. It's like, if you want to get him away from Homelander, tell him. Because he's 1 foot out the door already.
Right. But you have the risk of this kid going full Brightburn, right? That was that movie? And
I feel he has too much guilt, and I can't see him turning that off.
He has a good moral compass, which is, thank God.
Because even when he's like, remember, and he's like, there are playthings. People are like, he's trying to teach him that,
and it's
humans are nothing, and he's not
wired that
landing.
Way. And that's because of the mother, and it's because of Butcher. Oh my God! And so Butcher in that image, it's weird that he is so front and center in the promo. Because it doesn't feel like he is the front and center. It feels like he's one step behind every character.
Him and Huey are kind of put in the background, and I feel Mother's Milk and Frenchie are now more the main.
But boys. I think it's deliberate. I think you're going to see Butcher.
Come back.
Like wrest control and take over and come back and.
Well, I think the fact that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is like come to our Black Ops, I think that is going to come into.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a good foil for who Butcher is.
Because I think it's going to be that Black Ops team is going to try and kill the son, and then they're trying to save the sun.
Butcher will take J for Dean Morgan versus Butcher is
Yeah.
absolutely happening. Are there healers? Have we ever met a healer soup on this show? Right?
I mean Newman,
think
because
so.
what's her name from Gen V can heal with the blood powers.
But I mean, like, put your hand over and like my bones uncrack and like start to. We've seen that before.
I mean, that
feel
girl
like.
had her throat slit up, and she was able to. The skin went and healed itself when she did it.
Yeah, but there's not somebody who could like heal Butcher. Is where I'm going with this.
I bet you, yes. I bet you there is someone, because I have a
Yeah.
feel. I don't think they're going to kill him off.
I don't think so. There's only one more season. Season 5 will be the last one, and I'm sure he'll do
Oh.
it.
But then, are they going to continue Gen V? Are they continuing Gen V after the tragic death?
They are. They just announced that his character will pass away in the show. So like it will be. Yeah, I don't know how, but they just said that. I don't talk to fat sluts.
Well, I guess I gotta go.
Gotta go.
But you know what I do talk about? I talk about X-Men.
Let's do it.
It's mutants with powers, Omega for hours. Bitch, let's read some X-Men.
Did
All
you
right.
get that boys thing off? There we go. Boom. You did such a good job.
Have you read all the X books?
I've read 2.
Should we talk about the one you didn't read?
Ultimate?
Oh, I didn't read that one either. Oh yeah,
What did you
that
read?
is the one. No, that is the one. No, that is
Oh
the
my
one.
God.
Yes. For some reason in my head, it's not Ultimate X-Men. It's just Japanese X-Men.
Yeah, right.
They're basically in it. It's still just kind of. It's basically like the Shadow King. The one character.
So it is the Shadow King.
Well, he's called
Yeah.
the Shadow, and it's pretty
Okay.
much the Shadow King because he's
Yeah.
forcing.
He's not a king yet.
He's forcing people to like kids to commit suicide, and it all stems from her one friend that died, Asako's one friend that died. So she's learning to use her powers, and then there is what's her name? Who's sister?
Oh,
Grimm?
Nico.
Nico.
Yeah.
Nico is basically like a fortune teller, and she's the one who called the mutants. She's like, "You're mutants," but it's not fully
Okay.
established whether she's a mutant or not.
Nico Minoru.
And then Surge is there.
Great.
And Surge has showed up.
Surge is having a little bit of a resurgence, if I may, because she's on X-Force also.
Yeah.
The new
Although
X-Force.
and then in New X-Men, she was one of my least favorite characters, though.
Okay,
never
well, maybe
could-
that'll turn around.
And also, they never really landed on her powers. It was like she could use electricity to go fast.
Yeah. What?
But I was like, and sometimes she's just a speedster. Sometimes she's just shooting lightning. And I've never been like, I'm like, how does all this really work? Let's figure Surge out. Because
Let's
in this,
figure
she's
Surge
just,
out.
because they also need to figure it out because the one, what's the new character in Ultimate X-Men that's like a storm, Japanese storm?
Maystorm.
Maystorm already has lightning, and so this new character did other lightning where she like made everybody's phones get deleted when they saw them using powers. And so I was like, this is too similar right now. But right now it's still a little too cutesy for me.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
I need something. It's still
I
a
wonder,
little
it's
cutesy
just
for me.
like Peach Momoko's.
That's her vibe.
It's her vibe. It's her
I
sensibility.
think I'm just
right.
not. It's not my vibe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway,
And that's okay.
that's fine. But what
That's okay.
you did read?
Is the other character that's not your vibe,
Yep.
Miss Jubilation Lee, fighting
And
vampires.
also, it's like, hey, remember that horrible thing where we made Jubilee a vampire? Now that we're doing another horrible event with vampires,
Oh my
let's
God! Would
bring
you
back
stop?
this horrible thing.
Oh my God! I felt so bad for the Night Watch characters, like the band of good vampires that she knows that helps her in this book, because I'm like, oh, you guys, you suck so bad that you're relegated to Jubilee supporting characters.
When were
Oh.
they established? Where are they?
Oh,
where
I have no
they
idea.
Have
I have no
been-
idea like where the crux of her vampire story took place.
But I mean, did they show up in her story, or are they from another part of the whole vampire diaspora?
I don't know. Doesn't it say where they're from?
No.
Well, God damn it, why not?
But basically, I think Jubilee basically said she was like part of them, of like part of the good vampires.
She was part of them. I'm like, wasn't there like a Jubilee like limited series of like
But
the Jubilee Chronicles?
maybe, but it was like when she was
Interview
a
with a Jubilee.
vampire. When she was a vampire, I was like, I'm not reading that shit.
I was like, I'm not reading this. Someone Phoenix this bitch.
Oh my God. Do you know what? Speaking of way past things, this just brought it up of like old episodes when she was a vampire. I was in my car and my iPhone was just on shuffle, and us doing a reading of Dazzler came up. And from like, how long ago was that? Anyway, it was years and years ago.
Was it from the original show?
Yeah. Maybe.
Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
15 years ago?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyway, this wasn't bad. It was like
No,
a
this
cute
wasn't bad.
story
I
of,
actually
like,
kind of liked it.
a new girl got bitten, and then Jubilee's
Yeah,
like,
and
"Don't
Jubilee
be
was like,
evil.
been-
Let's not be evil."
And they're done that. Yep. Don't be
Is
evil.
it?
Be cool.
These vampires
The
are like
Forgiven. That's their name.
they look like monsters. No, some vampires
Is-
look like monsters, and
So-
some seem they can go back and forth, kind of Buffy style, into monster form, regular form.
Yeah.
How does
It's all
that
about
work?
power. It's all about power. It's all
So the
about
more
power.
vampire-y you are, the more of a monster you look like.
Yeah, I think it's like the less. You never saw that American Horror Story that was set in Provincetown, but it was about.
I watched the one scene where all the
Vampirism?
drag queens got eaten, and then I was like, I'm done.
Oh, what? When did that? Okay. Oh, that's right. But that's like there are like base vampires who have no talent, so they become like bleh, bleh, bleh. But if you have talent, like you become like a very sophisticated kind of vampire. So it feels similar to that. Like
Is
it,
that
but
where is that where the line "You're a paper airplane and I'm a 747"? Is that where that came from? That season of American Horror Story
I don't know what
with
I've
Francis
never heard that.
Conroy? Isn't Francis Conroy?
Oh, I
in
think that's Coven.
Oh, is that Coven? No,
She
not
was
Coven.
P-Town. I think that was that season.
Oh,
where she
okay,
said
no, because
that.
I was like, she did not look like Balenciaga.
Yes.
She's like, she's like, what it was just like, you're a paper airplane and I'm a 747.
I'm a
So don't think you can
747.
fly. Yeah.
Don't you think you can fly? She meant turning into a bat, I'm sure. Jubilee, can we talk about her eye makeup?
What about her eye makeup?
What's
I don't
going
even
on with
remember.
it? What is she doing? Girl, look
Was
at it.
Did it have
Is
color?
this a
I don't
new
have it
look?
open.
Is this like her vampire hunting look?
Was it like a smoky eye?
It was like the opposite. It was like a balloon eye. I don't know
Is
how
it
to
in
describe
this
it.
picture here?
It's in every panel of the. Oh
It
no,
looks
you can't
normal
see it there. No, you can't see it there. Is there any way you can see this? It's kind of insane. I
Well,
feel
describe
like
it to
somebody should
me.
be like, girl, so she only has pink like coming out like right here. Like the eye makeup, it's more like temple makeup than it is eye makeup. I don't know. You're more connected to the world of drag. I don't know how you would call this.
I'm taking a look now. Let's
It's
take a look.
insane.
Take your
She's got
glasses
like
off,
two
bitch.
pink circles on the sides of her eyes.
Oh.
And I'm like, is she okay?
Yeah, I don't know. Because you'd never catch a drag queen not... Basically, she
Not-
filled in here and nothing here.
And not there.
Well,
Is she making a statement? Is this her vampire war makeup? I'm confused.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But this
Anyway, I
was,
thought
like,
Jubilee was
better.
actually pretty cool in this book.
It was fine. It was fine.
It was
I
fine.
don't care. I just don't like vampires.
It was fine.
Which is sad because I tried watching Interview with a Vampire because it was all gay.
Yeah, I know. Same.
And then I got bored.
I'm so sick of it.
Can we talk about the fact that we live in a world, Back in my day, I watched every episode of One Life to Live because Ryan Phillippe came out as a gay character on it.
Right. And it
In
was like,
1994. He didn't even
yes.
show up every episode. And then he'd show up and be like, hi. And I'd be like,
I,
he's gay. There is so much gay content now that I'll be like, here's two hot guys fucking. And I'm like,
pass, bored,
whatever.
Heir of Apocalypse.
Heir of Apocalypse.
Why was this incredibly my jam? What was it? You know what it was? This is
What?
that 10 little Indians and and then there were none. This is that 7 little superheroes episode of Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I love this is Murder on the Orient Express. This is some Agatha Christie shit, and I love it.
I am not that crazy about it. I love the idea, but right now the execution is a little clunky for me.
I agree.
I feel that I like it when people like to, what do they say, in media res? It just starts, they're already there. Like everybody's been chosen.
And they all like know the deal. They're like,
yeah,
we're
they
here to
all know
compete
the
for
deal.
Apocalypse.
But the problem is then they do some flashbacks, but the flashbacks aren't very, they're just, he's like, do you want to come with me? And they're like, okay.
Sure.
And then I'm like, but why? I'm still like, why? What is this heir to become?
weird.
What? Heir to become what?
To
An evil
basically-
genocidal maniac that wants to
No.
make the survival of the fittest?
No, it's you keep the mutants on their toes. You're the one that keeps them from going soft. You're like their drill sergeant and their
Okay.
mage.
Okay,
See?
guess what? I don't need, what is this, RuPaul's Drag Race? I don't need Mother Rue
Exactly
to tell
what
me
this
that
is.
I can do that. I don't need Apocalypse to tell me to do that. Why do they need him to be the ones to like, what is the prize? Them just being like, I'm now letting you do this? Like, there needs
what's
to be
also
some sort of
wild.
power. There has to be a power that's being transferred.
Like, right. Like, this
Otherwise,
is like
what's the incentive? I'm just not getting what the incentive is, and it's making the
Exactly.
stakes not gel for me.
Like, why would they want to even participate?
Like the person who had the most stakes that made sense was Cable, because Cable was like,
'Cause he could
hey,
be like, I can
I
end all
came
this."
from a future with Apocalypse winning, so I'm damn straight going to be here to see if I can get in on this. You know what I mean?
Like, what is Douglas Ramsey doing here?
He's like, hey, I know I probably should have been chosen, right? What?
What?
And then the fact that he came to Sunfire
An
and
angel.
but then not Gambit or Wolverine,
Yeah.
who were a horseman of the apocalypse. Wasn't Storm a horseman at one point too?
No.
She wasn't.
No. Come
Not
on.
in the. No, she was one of the. What was the thing with the clone
The
of
12.
the clone of Magneto? What's the Magneto's clone
Joseph?
name? Remember Joseph was like the 8 or the 12 or something?
12. It was Apocalypse.
But she was one of
was a-
those, right?
She sure was. So was Cable.
So that's what I'm saying
was
is why
Jean.
aren't any of those people involved?
Well, that was about something else. But this is still 12. This is the 12 all
Yeah.
over again.
And a
Yeah.
lot of new mutants. We got Richter, we got Cable, we got
Yeah. They got a
Mirage.
Mirage. They
We
got to
got
have something to do.
Cypher. It's a lot of the X-Force Cable
And
new
also,
mutants characters.
I'm going to say it again. This whole series for me feels like it is setting up Armageddon Girl to be the new Apocalypse. That's all this is.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of the red coat. Or what was it? What's the red vest? What's the Star Trek?
The red shirt.
The red shirt. Why had I named
She's like
every single piece
the
of
opposite
clothing
of
until then? She's like the opposite, where it's like when you see this non-distinct character, you're like, oh, it has to be. Yeah, you're the
And
one
also,
that's
like,
going
her
to make it.
whole vibe.
Yeah, but I really want this to be where, one by one, each issue, one
Like,
person
eliminated.
loses.
Yes.
But they
I
can't
would
die
love that.
because that's the other thing. Girl, there's no more resurrection.
That's right. Someone will die.
That freaks me out.
Ooh, the other thing that Armageddon Girl is here for is to die.
Well, the thing, she wants the whole human race to die because they're causing all the global warming.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's got a chip on her shoulder. Um, like, what is Emma Frost doing here? She's like, no, would it be great if she wins and then she's like, and now I'm going to start in Chicago?
Yeah. It's just, yeah, right now I don't I they need to do a better job explaining what the stakes are.
Here's the other thing that I was like, wait, what? He's like, well, since I'm the ruler of Araco, I'm like, A, Araco's still a thing? B, you're now in a what? Wait, was I supposed to know that?
Wait, did Araco didn't go away, just most of the people left to go fight, but didn't they then just go back?
I guess so. I guess so. I guess Araco, like, there's no Mars in the
And
Marvel
then
universe
Storm
now. It's
is like,
Araco.
bye.
Storm's like, I'm done. Bye. I'm joining Congress. I'm running for state
And
senator.
she forgets it. She's like, I challenge you to the death. And they're like, no, we don't do that here.
They're like, ma'am,
Oh,
this is a
shit.
debate about traffic laws. Oh no.
I
So,
love
yeah,
the
we'll see what
idea, but
happens.
it's not there yet for me.
Yes, but I do. I mean, if you want to get me excited, give me 12 random characters, put them in a room. No one knows why they're there. The rest takes care of itself.
But it is interesting that Forge is going to have a team, Emma Frost is going to have a team, Angel is going to have a team, and
Oh, I
they're all
wonder.
kind of loosely connected to
Evil
all of them.
Jeff. Evil Jeff, did you just give us the real purpose of this book? It's to set up those teams. Come on.
Because is this the only one that's really running before? Because those don't start up until July, right?
Thank you.
Is this all we're talking about until then?
I think so.
Well, shit.
There's a lot of weird filler happening. Like, did you read that giant size X-Men about Warren Worthington that came out a few weeks ago?
No.
I read it.
Was it good?
No.
Yeah. No thanks.
But it was nice to see a story about Warren Worthington. I don't know. I like him. I like all the X-Men characters.
Know what I want? I want Warren Worthington and Phantom X come back to try and win back Betsy Braddock.
And she's like, nope, I only eat pussy now. Sorry, boys.
I would love Phantom X, Angel, Betsy,
And the girl Phantom X.
Conan, like Psylocke, and Rachel, all in some sort of situation
And Cluster.
together.
What was her name? Cluster?
Cluster? Or Cluster?
What was the female?
Cluster, I think.
Yeah.
But is she still there? Whatever happened to Phantom X? He just vanished. I loved Phantom X. He was so
I
cool.
loved Phantom X. He was so
I
weird.
liked Phantom X better than Deadpool. Is that bad?
Phantom X feels very close to Gambit. But he's more like man of mystery than Gambit is.
Yeah.
Gambit's like, I have cats.
Is that all with the X-Men?
I think that's it. I think that's all with the X-Men
we
and
did
with the
it.
comic book queers. I think we did it. I'm proud of
I
us.
think we did do it. You know what? We're
Just
really,
like Ariana
we're really
Bose.
going for it.
She actually did do the thing on the Tonys.
Girl, she needs help. Because that opening number at the Tonys.
Oh, that was not good. That was not good.
She's like, like, and then
Right.
she's like, and
She's
I
like, welcome.
choreographed it. I'm like,
Right.
so
What?
this is your fault. At first I was like, why are they making her dance like that?
You're
When
doing
she
too
then has
much.
to do a monologue right after. And then she's like, I choreographed it. I'm like, you did this to yourself, dummy.
Yes.
Or
Because
maybe
she's
have a
overcompensating
co-host.
for the BAFTA.
So she does all of the dance numbers and then someone else comes out and does the monologue.
She's overcompensating for the BAFTAs thing. She's like, this is my chance to redeem. And she went too hard on the redemption arc. Too hard.
And can we say, me watching it, I need more older musicals because that Alicia Keys musical did not look good. That Circus musical did not look good. Suffs
Looked awful.
Suffs made me want to take the vote away from women. I was like, maybe they don't deserve the vote. The choreography where they're like, we're going to vote, we're going to be right. And I was like, you don't deserve the rights anymore. I'm sorry.
I'm going to touch my hat and pull my shirt. Like, it was literal.
Hated it. And the only one I kind
I
of
didn't mind
liked
Water for Elephant.
was Merrily We Roll Along because that was like Sondheim.
Well,
So it was like,
and it was masterfully done.
and it was also like I like it when the dancing and the music and the story, it's all, I'm sick of these like, we're going to talk a little bit and now we're going to stop, walk to the forward, and then here's a musical number. And now we're going to stop and we're going to go back and say, like, I don't know. I'm just, ugh.
It was weird. Cabaret was weird. Like I was shocked at Eddie Redmayne's choices.
I mean, I guess we can't, that's probably more the direction's fault
It
than
is.
him.
It is. It is. But I mean,
Yeah, I wasn't
I
digging
see
it.
what they were
I
doing.
did
Like there's a
too.
marionette puppet thing happening. There's like a Dada thing happening. You know, like it's okay. Okay.
But it
Like
just did not read.
I didn't read, and
And
like
it maybe it will
we
work when you
have
see the whole play, the musical
like,
together.
and it's in that weird space, that
Yeah,
transformed
yeah.
space. But it we also have a set of expectations with the MC, and I feel like he did not align with what we expect out of an
Yeah, we
MC
had Ellen
performance of
Cumming
that
and
song.
Joel Grey. Like,
You know who shined in that number? Marsha. She's in it. She's one of the
oh,
dancers.
she is one of the dancers.
Yeah, she's in the cast. I think
Also,
she actually understudies the MC.
also, you're gonna pick the number that BB Newirth isn't in.
Isn't in?
Give me BB Newirth 100% of the time.
Right.
Anyway, the other thing I liked was the fight scene from The Outsiders. That looked cool. Like they
That
were
looks great.
fighting in the rain.
Outsiders surprised me with how cool it looks
Yeah.
and how hot they are.
And they, oh my God. I was like, gangbang, please.
Backstage, cast photo, please. Also, I thought Illinois looked incredible. Like that's the show that has buzz here. Like that's the show that people are talking about. Nobody's talking about The Outsiders.
I will
Everybody's
say,
talking
though,
about
is it
Illinois.
just interpretive dance with people singing in the
Mostly,
background?
it's mostly,
So
yeah.
there's no story.
It's based on stuff John Stevens, like pockets of his life, I
But
believe.
I mean, is there anything like me watching it? It just looks like a So You
No,
Think You Can
it's
Dance number.
more
I'm
of
like,
like a yeah,
you're
it's
not supposed
more
to
of
know,
like a.
like, oh, is that about?
It's not a
Because
narrative.
here, I'm gonna kind of do here. I'm gonna do. This is like my interpretation
Oh,
of
yeah.
every interpretive dance is always just like,
Yeah, it's always the this.
and then it
Always the
ends either with the two people kiss, or they
or
walk away
or
from
the,
each other, never to talk to each other ever
with one
again.
last look.
Yeah.
Always. But that's the show people are talking about in this city. That's why I thought it was going to win,
And it did not.
and it did not.
Well, we
Only
had
in
to
New
end
York.
it real gay with the Tonys.
Yes. Okay.
And I'm sorry that I'm gay, but there's a reason for it.
Is it comic books?
It's because I read comics. Because I don't know if you're aware of this, but if you read comics, dear viewer and listener, well, that makes you
Queer.
Bye.
Jubilee.